Your tongue is being lied to by a chemical trick, and it is the secret to the most addictive condiment in the Mediterranean. Harissa is not just a hot sauce, it is a masterclass in chemistry, a fiery alchemy that turns simple dried peppers into a deep, complex paste that defines the soul of Tunisian cooking. When you take that first bite of authentic harissa, your brain registers a searing, physical burn. That is the work of capsaicin. It is a clever chemical compound that binds to the same receptors in your mouth responsible for detecting actual thermal heat. Your brain is essentially being tricked into thinking your mouth is on fire, triggering a rush of endorphins that makes the experience strangely, intensely pleasurable. But to craft a truly great harissa, you have to do more than just provide heat. You have to build a structure for that fire to live in. The process begins with the humble dried chili. If you were to grind these peppers dry, you would be left with a gritty, unpleasant powder. The traditional method requires patience, rehydration. By soaking those dried peppers in warm water, you are softening the tough outer cuticle and rehydrating the flesh. This allows the peppers to break down into a smooth, emulsified paste. It is the difference between a rough spice rub and a luxurious, spreadable condiment. Once the peppers are hydrated, the real artistry begins with the aromatics. Garlic, caraway, and coriander are the pillars of the flavor profile, but they are stubborn ingredients. Their most potent aromatic compounds are fat-soluble, meaning they refuse to fully release their character into water or air. This is why the final, crucial step of adding high-quality olive oil is non-negotiable. The oil acts as a solvent, pulling those complex flavors out of the garlic and seeds and distributing them evenly throughout the paste. It creates a lingering, velvety finish that coats the palate, ensuring that the heat of the chili is balanced by a deep, savory richness. Then, there is the silent guardian of the jar, salt. It does more than just make the flavors pop. Through the process of osmosis, salt draws moisture out of the vegetable cells, creating an environment where spoilage-causing bacteria simply cannot survive. It is a primitive, effective form of preservation that has allowed Tunisian families to keep their harissa stores ready for months. For those who want to push the flavor even further, there is the Maillard reaction. By lightly roasting your peppers before the soaking process, you trigger a chemical interaction between amino acids and reducing sugars. This is the same reaction that gives a seared steak its crust or toasted bread its aroma. It adds a layer of toasted, smoky depth that transforms the paste from a simple condiment into something profound. When you make harissa at home, you are participating in a tradition that values the balance of science and heritage. You are taking the raw, aggressive power of the chili and tempering it with the science of oil, salt, and heat. It is a labor of love that rewards you with a depth of flavor you simply cannot find in a store-bought bottle. Whether you are stirring it into a morning shakshuka, rubbing it onto roasted lamb, or simply spreading it over warm, crusty bread, you are tasting the result of a perfect chemical harmony. It is a reminder that the best things in the kitchen are rarely accidental, they are the result of understanding how ingredients speak to one another, and knowing exactly how to turn up the volume.